So I have recently realized that I need to scrap my whole entire portfolio. And the reason why I have to do this is because my portfolio is not geared toward my career goals. Because at the moment I am a freelance illustrator, but I'm trying to get into game dev as a junior concept artist. Because ever since I was little, concept art and character design have been a big passion of mine. But since the start of my career all started with doing freelance illustrations, I pretty much stopped doing character designs entirely. And this was all started back in high school. And when I got to college, I would do the occasional character design, but most of the art I did was freelance illustrations or game dev art. Now that I have graduated, I have been looking at portfolios from other junior concept artists who actually have a concept artist position, and the portfolios look way different from mine, even though our skill level is pretty much the same. Which means that the projects that I did in college were not helpful in getting a job as a concept artist. I honestly think the biggest reason as to why these projects were not very helpful is because concept art is super specialized. And in college, I was working with small teams building indie style games, which means that everybody on the team wears multiple different hats. So when I would work on these game projects, I would only get like a day or two to do concept art. And then for the rest of the time, I would be doing 2D assets, animation, UI, splash illustrations, painting textures for 3D objects, and I even made a 3D asset which was actually used in game, but it was pretty bad. Looking at my portfolio though, it is actually catered towards more a 2D general artist position for indie games, which is cool, but it's not my ultimate goal for my career. And this is the exact reason as to why I am making this video, because I need to scrap my whole entire portfolio because it's not concept art, it's 2D generalist. So I decided to include y'all in this roasting journey because there might be some of y'all in the same position as me, and back then I really wish there was someone who made this type of video so that I wouldn't be here looking stupid applying to concept artist positions with a 2D generalist portfolio. Okay, so let's now actually get into roasting my portfolio. So this right here is my portfolio. This is my homepage. You can definitely tell there's a lot more illustration stuff. There's some UI stuff that shouldn't be here, especially if I'm applying to concept artist positions. Not looking very good. But first I'll show you my projects. It's a lot of projects that I worked on. Most of these are games that I have done work for. So this is my art book, everything from my Grithyard from the Heart. And I'm probably just gonna leave this one just because I'm proud of it. So these 4 next ones are all games that I've worked on. And little to no concept art, if I were to be honest. Like all the rest are just 2D assets. And most of the concepts are just like a representation of how this game could possibly look like, which is not really what you want because you want to go into more depth for concept art. Same with Amazing Robots, a little bit of concept, a lot more assets, unfinished business. I actually got to do a little bit more concept stuff for this project, which is good. More concept's good. This one, Elm. These I'd actually consider pretty decent concepts, and then these are just how the game could look, and then some UI concepts. Moving on, Space Pirates. This is actually an old project that I did. I actually might just scrap this whole thing. My ability to concept now has improved, so this is kind of like, it's alright. This might be trashed. Yeah, because it is 3 years old. And then this whole thing I'm just gonna throw away because I don't really need it. It just has it has a lot of old stuff. Into the trash. Mutations. This game never actually came to reality, so I did work for nothing. This one was the project, world building. Not much to say about that. I'll probably trash this one too. This one I will also most definitely trash. Yeah. And then last but not least, my album covers. This I'll definitely keep here because actually all my clients right now are for album covers. Okay, now we go to my concept art section. We have some improvements to make. These recent ones that I've done I'm happy with. Like these 3, except this, like this turnaround is really bad. Like look at that butt. That's disappointing right there. These I'll definitely get rid of because they are more viz dev than they are like concept art. These I need to get rid of. And then for my environment concepts, they're all like landscape paintings, no design or whatever, well except for this one. This one's definitely more geared towards the design aspect. But all these other ones are just a pretty environment, which is good, you know, to get the feel for a game, like how a game could look, but not good for design purposes, so gotta fix that. And now for my illustrations part, I think I can actually add more to this because a lot of the stuff that I already have is illustration, but I know that I do need to get rid of because some of these are like too old and kind of like So when I come to my homepage, like it's a good representation of what all I can do, but if I'm tailoring this portfolio to concept art, it's not that great. Okay, so I showed y'all what I'll be trashing in my portfolio, but now I need to figure out what exactly my portfolio is missing. So I made a list. First item on the list, make some actual concept art, which includes lots of sketches, more exploration, breakdowns, and model sheets. Second item, detailed concept art projects, kind of like if I was actually working in a game studio as a concept artist doing only concept artist things. Third, concepts for different types of games. For me, I think my portfolio needs some more FPS games as well as isometric type games. And for the final 2 items on my list, one being prop design, because I literally have 0 in my portfolio right now. And the last one being an environment design project, because I have a lot of environment paintings, but no actual designs and breakdowns of an environment. So with this list of missing items, I made a project management site for my portfolio. So I made some goals, some project goals, build a concept art portfolio. 3 projects already in mind. I'm gonna do them per month. So I have a first-person shooter character design, an isometric character design, an environment concept design. And then with each project, I plan to do a monthly video going through what exactly I did. This will kind of be like a broad type of video rather than my full entire character design process video. And then I will also be going into more depth in additional videos with like a tutorial. Also, during each of these different projects, I will be posting pretty much daily on Instagram, keeping y'all updated with what I'm doing. Yeah, you can join me on this journey of building my concept art portfolio. So these are my to-do lists that I made. Pretty quick, pretty brief. Some checking off points. These 2 I still have yet to even decide on what I want to do for my isometric and environment concepts. But I already have my idea for my first-person shooter character design. So let's go over to that. So I'm doing, as you can tell, Apex Legends, a first-person shooter game. And here is the to-do list that I have that I'll just slide back and forth. Like this all started. This I'm working on right now, working on mood boards for what I want my character to look like. Yeah, so that's pretty much my game plan to improving my concept art portfolio so that hopefully I have a better chance when it comes to applying for concept artist positions. And that's it. So comment down below your own thoughts on your own portfolio improvement, because it's better to do this together than be stuck all alone. Okay? Okay, I will see you in the next video. Bye.